The car behind me is my Chili Bowl midget, the one that I won the Chili Bowl with. And what's interesting about that is it's actually the car that iRacing scanned that's going to be available to all the iRacing members out there.
Introducing a whole new form of racing to the best online racing simulation in the world. This is Dirt Racing on iRacing.com. Race online at some of America's most legendary dirt tracks, including Eldora and Williams Grove. iRacing is the premier online racing game featuring NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, and now World of Outlaws, the leading sanctioning body for dirt racing. iRacing is easy to use and features a centralized ranking system to make sure you have the best experience at any skill level. With a massive inventory of high-precision laser scan tracks and cars with an unmatched dedication to quality and detail, iRacing gives you the most authentic online racing experience available. Thanks to iRacing's dynamic track system, developed specifically for dirt racing, tracks change over the course of a race, just like your favorite dirt track on a Friday or Saturday night. From a slick racing groove all the way up to the cushion, iRacing's dirt tracks deliver non-stop racing action. Partnered with the World of Outlaws, iRacing is your source for the most authentic dirt racing experience available, featuring 4 brand new tracks and 11 new cars, including street stocks, Legends cars, late models, NASCAR trucks, winged and non-winged sprint cars, with much more on the way. Join the Dirt Revolution on iRacing.com and start slinging mud today.
Horsepower isn't just for NASCAR. It's for your car. It's for off-road and the on-ramp. You need it when you're drifting. You want it when you're passing. Get more of it with a K&N high-flow air filter, designed to increase horsepower with up to 50% more airflow. Because whether your green light flashes here or here, everyone loves that fast car smell.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. This lovely Thursday night got the most important, the most major event coming your way here tonight. It is the 2017 Fall Brawl Spectacular, and they're lining up some cars up there on pit road. So we're gonna go to the playing of the national anthem. When we come back, we'll let you know what we got going on here tonight. welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, this Thursday night. Getting ready to go racing here before too long here at Five Flags Speedway. It's the 2017 Fall Brawl Spectacular, brought to you by H&H Sign and Supply, the Sim-Auto Racing Association, preparing all year for this one big major event taking place. And we're going to go live now to talk with the guy to talk a little bit about it and what this night means to all these drivers out here, as this is the most major event in short track racing in all year long. So, Matt, thanks for coming in here real quick. I know you're trying to get guys situated up here and everything, so we'll just take a brief moment of your time. We'll probably come bring you back a little bit later, but tonight is the biggest night of this 2017 season. Tell us a little bit about it real quick.
Yeah, the Fall Brawl is our biggest race of the year here. You know, we've run regular seasons during the spring, summer, fall seasons, and, you know, it all kind of adds up to leading up to this event right here. It's our biggest event, 250 laps, got a lot of money on the line. These guys paid some entry fees to get in this event. All the entry fees are going right back into the purse fund, as well as some prize money thanks to our sponsors. So we've got over $750 worth of prizes available here tonight to give out by the end of it. The winner will walk home with a $200 prize, so that's a pretty big deal. And some other prizes are going out here tonight as well.
Definitely looking forward to it. 250 laps. What kind of tire changes are we going to see here tonight, or what is given to these drivers?
Yeah, there's 4 extra tires available, so 1 extra set. And I would expect most of the drivers to take their setups sometime after lap 150. If you take it any earlier than that, you're going to probably run out of tires by the end of it. So guys are going to wait as long as possible. Probably after lap 150, you might see some wait even to lap 200 if they can, if they're on the lead lap. Otherwise, could be in trouble from there. But, you know, one set of tires adds some strategy to this. Long race, long ways to go. Should be pretty good.
Well, you scored the pole position here tonight for this, and you're going to be leading this field to green. How nervous are you?
I'm not too bad right now, but nerves will be there here shortly, I'm sure. I don't plan on pushing the issue too hard. You know, it's a long race, kind of have to pace ourselves. I don't know how much the guys behind me are going to be willing to pace, or if they're going to try to push it early on. So my plan is to take it easy. I'll be all right if I drop to the field a little bit, if that just means I'll have some tires later on.
All right, well, best luck to you. We'll probably bring you back in real quick here, but I know some of these cars, your lineup's getting situated down here in the front stretch, and we're probably going to begin going and looking at some of these beautiful-looking cars here tonight to take place in this Fall Brawl Spectacular, brought to you by H&H Sign and Supply. We'll be right back with you, Matt, and so just kind of hang by.
All right, thanks.
There you have it, folks. Matt Rawl stopping by. We got some of the cars lining up down here, so we're gonna probably bring you some track noise here. Let's go ahead and give you some track noise and these guys lining up and give you an idea of what tonight's starting lineup looks like. And we'll get you down there on the track, and the man in the pole position still hasn't shown up there, so I think they're probably starting them. Not sure of this lineup here. We've got to get Matt out there actually on the track in the pole position, so we'll come back to him. But let's see what we can do here real quick. Again, a big night here for the Sim-Auto Racing Association. Here's a look at the back of some of these beautiful cars here. All right, with that being said, we're going to move this bar out of the way for you. We're going to get you your lineup here for tonight. Starting outside pole. I don't know if we're going to be able to... There we go. We got them right there. Starting in the outside pole here tonight, hailing out of Pell City, Alabama, One Up Motorsports, Midwest Performance, Roll Speed Dynamics, KR Designs. This is the 83 of Adam Benefiel. Looking on back inside of row number 2. This car right here, and apologize on the flip on the cam. This car right here, out of Gaffney, South Carolina, part of the Posse crew. This is the 92 of Ty Spearman. In 4th position here tonight. Get our lineup correct here for you. This guy hails out of La Crosse, Wisconsin, part of the No Fear Racing Squad. This is the 54 of Dallas Pataska. Starting in 5th position here tonight, it is the number 29 machine. I'm trying to get this all lined up for you folks. I apologize. What I got to work with really throws me out of whack. Well, there he is right there, the number 29 out of Langley, British Columbia. One Up Motorsports, our insurance options. Harding Motorsports Supply, this is the 29 of Jason Tarasenko. The next driver starting in 6th position here tonight actually runs the number 6 out of Green Bay, Wisconsin, part of the Posse, the Button Box Shop. H&H Sign and Supply, this is the number 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr. Right behind him, starting in 7th position here tonight as we make our way through the field. This driver, my camera wants to work with me here. This driver, hailing out of Shepherdsville, Kentucky, part of the Posse, has that Glazers Collision Toyota Camry. This is the number 32 of Trevor Edwards. In 8th position here tonight, this driver, if I can get everything to go correctly here, folks. This driver hails out of Somerset, Massachusetts, KCR, Bay State Sewage, Columbus Oil. This is the 14 of Kyle Souza. In 9th position here tonight, driver of the number 37 machines, got that title sponsor on the hood of the car. Out of Sturgis, Kentucky, Wheeling and Dealing Motorsports, the team. This is the 37 of Tim Bills. Rounding out your top 10 here tonight, and probably has a very, very, very fast car. This driver, hailing out of Midland, North Carolina, part of Lockdown Racing, K1 Speed, JDR Graphics, Kirkwood Transport Services. This is the number 40 of Jimmy Mullis. Looking on back in 11th position here, the driver of the number 78 car, there he is right there, ladies and gentlemen. Driver of the number 78 car out of Stoke, England, all the way across the pond. One Up Motorsports, Heichenwald Engineering, I Analyze, Night Fox Designs. This is, and he also partakes in the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze Series. This is the 78 of Christian Challoner. Starting in 12th position here tonight, a very, very interesting looking car there, folks. How about that as we take a look? Hailing out of Mechanicsburg, Ohio. No sponsor, but a lot of pepperonis on this car. This is the 98 of Ian Lane. Looking on back, not sure we have our 13th position driver here. Looking for him out on the track. Do not see him at this point, but starting 11th is Garrett Stogbauer. Hailing out of Montello, Wisconsin, part of the Bobby Kendall Racing crew. Right behind him is the number 9 of Garrett Conrath. And he's over there, so we'll swing over and grab him here. Making our way back here through the field. There he is right there, ladies and gentlemen. Starting in 14th position here tonight out of West Bend, Wisconsin, part of the legendary Whitetails. Beautiful looking machine. This is Garrett Conrath. Right behind him in 16th position here tonight. Not seeing him out there on the field as of yet, but hailing out of Columbus, Ohio, part of the JVM Racing. How Old School's graphics and designs. That is Devin Rogers. Right by Conrath, though, folks. And behind Rogers would be Ben Nile, who's there in Pit Road, part of New Vineyard, out of New Vineyard, Maine. Gonna have to move this up just a little bit for you. Drew Krybeck, Bill Martin, Brandon Wilkinson through this. We'll just go down and take a look. There is David Krikorian, the number 66 car, who is starting in 15th position out of Los Angeles, California. Wheeling and Dealing Motorsports, part of the, it has the Exalta sponsor there on the hood, if I can get my words right. And I think he made his way over there. There's Devin Rogers. Devin Rogers sneaking in on us a little bit late here. Nice looking car on that one. And then we're going to show you the 39 here of Bill Martin. Well, looks like it's not going to play well with us, folks. But what we're going to do is we're going to just bring it up to the high cam. Having some issues with this tonight. But down there, that's what we got here, folks. This is the field that we got out here tonight. So, fortunately, we have to pick it up a little bit. But there, we at least got the top 10 for you. And these drivers are ready to go racing for 250 laps. Let's get down there and take a look real quick. Maybe we can get the pole sitter here tonight. There is your pole sitter. H&H Sign and Supply out of Laconia, New Hampshire. That is the number 5 of Matt Rolfe, part of the T4X team. Also has Midwest Power Source, the sponsors on the car there. And actually, we're gonna bring him out here again. Gonna bring him out here as we're looking at his car. I believe he has an announcement he wants to make, possibly for the best looking car here tonight, Matt.
Yeah, so thanks to our friends at the K&N Racing Series. They're one of the leagues that we partner with sometimes. We ran the Meltdown early in the year with them. They came on board, added some money for the best appearing paint scheme here tonight. Their admin team got together, they voted on paint schemes, and the winner of the best appearing super late model here tonight is the number 40 of Jimmy Mullis.
And right there, we can get the number 40 to pull out just a little bit so we can get a look at this car. It's a beautiful looking machine, the Ford Fusion. Has that K1 speed on it. See if he pulls out for us here to show the crowd his nice looking car. How about that, folks? That is a beautiful looking machine. Hence why it has won best looking car here tonight. This is the Fall Brawl Spectacular. We're about ready to get underway. 250 laps coming at you, and these drivers are inkling at a championship win here tonight. Have the bragging rights of saying they've won the biggest event in short track racing for the 2017 season. Matt, appreciate you stopping by. Best of luck taking this field to green.
All right, thanks.
There you have it, folks. So there is the starting lineup for you. And we're going to be going over and getting everything set up. Cars off the track. And we're ready to go racing. And again, appreciate you joining us this Thursday night out here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. Whether you got us out there on YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitch TV, either however you get us, appreciate you joining us. And there we have it. There's our first crew. So let's take a look at the grid. There it is. The number 5 of Matt Rolfe, Adam Benefield, Ty Spearman, Dallas Pataska, Jason Tarasenko, Joe Schaefer Jr., Trevor Edwards, Kyle Souza, Tim Bills, Jimmy Mullis through the top 10. Christian Challoner, Ian Lane, Garrett Stokebauer, Garrett Conrath, David Krikorian, Devin Rogers, Ben Nile, Drew Krybank, Bill Martin, Brandon Wilkinson through 20. And your field here tonight, Samuel Roush, Derek Robinson, Darrell Hamlin, Hunter Combs, Clay Snyder, Matthew Eddy, A.J. Rogers, Scott Dunlap, Zachary Onan, and Travis Halleck, who will start shotgun on the field. Tonight's sponsors, H&H Sign and Supply, Midwest Power Source Inc., Tundra Super Late Models, Can-Am Racing Series, and Downey's Chassis Works. Always a pleasure to have these guys on board and very appreciative of their sponsorship here for the 2017 Fall Brawl Spectacular. Ready to get this one underway out of turn number 4. Will be green the next time by for this 250-lap affair. Matt Rolfe will bring us to the initial green. To his outside, Adam Benefield is going to give him one heck of a challenge in the heat races last night. Very dominant, so excited to see what happens. As they make their way into the backstretch, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Sim Auto Racing Association, the Fall Brawl Spectacular, and all its sponsors, iRacing.com and the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, I am Dustin Caldwell, and we are ready as the pace car's in. Here we go. Green flag flies. We're underway. And Matt Rolfe carrying a nice sizable lead as they roll into the backstretch here on lap number 2. Benefield back behind him just by a quarter second. In third position, the 92 of Ty Spearman working his way up to the front. Dallas Pataska, Joe Schaefer Jr., top 5 early on, heading into lap number 4. Hoping to see some great green flag racing here in Pensacola. And just like that, we are into lap number 5 here tonight. These drivers had to go through qualifying. Some of them went to a C main, a B main, a bunch of heat races to determine where they would start here tonight. 5 laps now complete as they roll through the backstretch into the third turn, and it looks like we may have our first lead change. Adam Benefield side by side at the line. We'll have it at the line. And now we've got a new race leader here into lap number 7. Rolfe falls back to second. In third, the 92 of Ty Spearman. Dallas Pataska back there in fourth. These drivers wait all year for this major event. There is a big prize pool out of this race here tonight. So every driver is going to try to at least get the best position they can, if not fighting to win it. Joe Schaefer Jr. still back there in the top 5. Let's jump back into 9th position. The nice car, best car award right there given earlier here tonight to the number 40 of Jimmy Mullis, who was seeking an inside route here on the 37 of Tim Bills, trying to pick up into 8th position, but the battle side by side between Trevor Edwards and the 29 of Tarasenko. Edwards is going to go by the inside. Tarasenko will fall back 1 position. Mullis can't quite fit into the groove here with these drivers. Tarasenko was trying to come down. Mullis, though, is on the move up into 7th position now. Tarasenko still held onto the outside groove. Tim Bills will go by and pick up 8th position. Here comes the 14 of Kyle Souza as well. Bills is going to push up the track just a little bit through 1 and 2. And there is your NASCAR Peak Antifreeze Series driver. That is a 78 of Christian Challenger. May have seen him on Tuesday nights running in the big league. Cup Series cars. Won a championship, fought for a championship, and won it in the Button Buck Shop Super Series Super Late Models in the Sim Auto Racing Association just 1 season ago. Going to jump back up front and take a look at your race leader. Similar to what we've seen last night, a very dominant performance out of this 83 machine. Right now carrying about a half a second, 4/10 to a half a second lead over Matt Rolfe. Trevor Edwards still trying to move through the field as we take a look back. Right behind Joe Schaefer Jr., the 32 of Edwards. Fighting side by side with Jimmy Mullis. Mullis to the high side. Tim Bills now up into that outside groove. And what we're seeing early on is this outside groove can hold its line up against the favorable inside groove. Credit that one to iRacing's dynamic track system to bring the most realistic track conditions, especially when you get this many cars, 30 cars rolling around it for at least 20 laps. It's definitely going to change a bit, putting the rubber down on the track. Still following Edwards, but how about this? Jimmy Mullis, ladies and gentlemen, on that outside groove will get around Dallas Pataska to take over 4th position, heading into lap 22, and now into the backstretch he goes, right behind the 92 of Ty Spearman. And he's got this car working on the outside groove. Less rubber up there, possibly more grip. And Mullis now around Ty Spearman into 3rd. Right behind the pole sitter here tonight, the number 5 of Matt Rolfe. Looking to be about a second behind your race leader, though, Adam Benefield, and now Mullis. Looking to the inside, hard charging up from the top 10th position. Jimmy Mullis starting 10th here tonight. Best looking machine so far, best looking performance as he's looking to tackle the number 5 of Matt Rolfe. As things settle down just a bit with them, back here battling side by side, Joe Schaefer Jr. to the inside of Dallas Pataska. Pataska up on the high side is now falling back. Just outside the top 5, he's fighting to stay in it. Momentum swinging to the lower groove as Joe Schaefer Jr.'s got it at the moment. Tim Bill's right there behind the 54 of Dallas Pataska. Good side-by-side battling here in the Fall Brawl Spectacular, presented by H&H Sign and Supply. And that is their poster child right there, the 37 of Tim Bills. Driver, long-standing driver for the H&H Sign and Supply team. A lot of success behind the wheel of that car, including a Fall Brawl Spectacular win. And Bills will clear Pataska here in turn 3. Here comes Kyle Souza. Not able to get side by side with Pataska in the front stretch. And he will hold back there in 8th position. Ty Spearman looking underneath. The number 5 of Matt Rolfe out of turn 4. Nothing doing. And how about this race lead, ladies and gentlemen? This is your race leader, the number 83 of Adam Benefiel. This car is on fire and a rail tonight, pushing towards a 1-second lead over second position, Jimmy Mullis. Ty Spearman is going to get around Matt Rolfe as Rolfe out to the high side. Joe Schaefer Jr., the once T4X teammate, now part of the posse, rolls by the inside. Tim Bills into the top 5. Matt Rolfe will get back in 6th, right behind Tim Bills. Dallas Pataska, amazingly, still holding on. Everybody's starting to get dicey here. Bill Martin trying to muscle his way in, trying to force it 3 wide here. Christian Challoner side by side with Trevor Edwards, and whoa, just ahead, Kyle Souza tagging the back of the number 5 of Matt Rolfe. Caution flag comes out on lap 38. The 00 of Travis Hauk, hailing out of Sevierville, Tennessee, will go around. Let's take a look and see what happened. Travis Hauk fighting side by side with Brandon Wilkinson. 3 wide action as Matthew Eddy up to the high side, and looks like a little quarter panel action, and he's going to finish off Wilkinson into turn 3. Brandon Wilkinson got spun out, and just a tough break there, trying to fight for position. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to be 40 laps into this one tonight. Going to step away for a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll have more race action your way.
The car behind me is my Chili Bowl midget, the one that I won the Chili Bowl with. And what's interesting about that is it's actually the car that iRacing scanned that's going to be available to all the iRacing members out there.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network this Thursday night. The major event of the season, the 2017 Fall Brawl Spectacular, brought to you by H&A Sign and Supply. Right now, Jimmy Mullis getting a good opportunity to reel in the 83 of Adam Benefield after a caution flag coming out between Travis Houck and Brandon Wilkinson. Headed out on lap 38, causing that caution, and now here we are heading into lap 48, 10 laps after the fact. Green flag racing. Benefield had over a 1 second lead over the field, and now Mullis is putting the pressure on the driver who caused the only lead change so far here tonight. Here's a look at your race summary in the bottom left. 2 cautions. It says 2 cautions, but there really is only one. One official, I guess you could say, and now Mullis is going to go by the inside. Jimmy Mullis will cause another lead change and take over this race lead into lap 50. Benefield falls back to second. Here's a quick look at your top 5. Mullis, Benefield, Spearman, Schaefer Jr., and Bills. Some side-by-side action back there. Challoner and Souza. Christian Challoner tonight, ladies and gentlemen. How about this driver starting 11th of 5 positions? Or how about 4 positions into 7th, trying to get that 5th position. Right ahead, Tim Bills. Tim Bills to the inside of Joe Schaefer Jr. in the battle. Will swing his way, so he will stay in 4th position. Challoner ahead of Edwards. Edwards has some, probably out of most of the drivers on the field tonight, have seen the best side-by-side racing. Out of Shepherdsville, Kentucky, this driver on par with where he started, hasn't gained or lost, but has had to fight and fight to stay in that 7th position slot. We're going to jump outside the top 10 for you here, folks. Little side-by-side battling. Dallas Pataska, who is running around the top 5. Now falling back to 9th, maybe 10th. Samuel Roush looking to force him down into double digits here as he works the outside groove. Pataska is staying competitive. Roush to the inside. And how about that? Dallas Pataska fighting for that 9th position slot. Wants to stay there. Would love to get a top 10 finish here tonight. Just ahead, we're going to jump up towards 3rd. We got a 3-car bout here between Tim Bills, Ty Spearman, and Joe Schaefer Jr. Schaefer Jr. tonight. For those of you just tuning in, now in 4th position. Started 6th. Has had a very dramatic early start to this race, fighting with a lot of cars. Christian Challoner to the inside of Ty Spearman through turns 3 and 4. Into lap 60 they go, or 61. And Challenger in the lower groove will win out, but how about Tim Bills? Tim Bills to the inside. Now looking to challenge Adam Benefiel for that second position slot up front. Here's Jimmy Mullis pulling away to over a 1 second lead. Tim Bills working on that 83. Benefiel cannot come back down in the lower groove. Momentum swinging to the inside lane. Inch by inch, Tim Bills is going for second. He's going to have it out of turn 4 into lap 65. Joe Schaefer Jr. back in third. Jump back to 9th position as David Krikorian tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Now makes his way into the top 10. Driver started 15th. Battling, I shouldn't say he's in it yet. He is battling with Samuel Roush for that 10th position slot. The Exalta 66 in that lower groove. Drew Krybeck amongst the drivers there as well. And a 39 of Bill Martin. Bill Martin, ladies and gentlemen, won the street stock race and scored the pole for the late model race on Tuesday night. So this guy has got a victory under his belt already. Krikorian still battling to get in the top 10. Side by side with Rouse through turns 1 and 2 here on lap 70. It's amazing to watch this bout, folks. Just as we saw with Tim Bills, that lower groove just slightly outperforming the outside groove, and amazingly to be able to see the outside groove hold as well as it does. And Dallas Pataska now being reeled into this mix as well. Jump back up front. Let's take a look at your race leader into lap 73. Jimmy Mullis tonight, ladies and gentlemen, 24 laps led, carrying a 1 second lead over second position Tim Bills, who is now feeling the pressure from the number 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr. Adam Benefiel, dominant early on in this race, 43 laps led. Right behind him, teammate Christian Challenger, both part of the One Up Motorsports teams. Ty Spearman, who was up into the top 5, now finds himself back in 7th. Has probably got the most comfortable spot right now for the time being, because Kyle Souza and David Krikorian battling for 8th here, folks, into lap 76. Samuel Roush to the inside of Dallas Pataska, forcing him up into the high groove yet. He is staying competitive. Drew Krybeck, sponsor with that Tundra Super Late models. Hailing out of West Salem, Wisconsin. He's a posse member. I'll tell you what, coming into tonight's race, there was a lot of quote-unquote trash talking between One Up Motorsports and the posse of who was going to take this one. And right now, it looks like Lockdown Racing up front has got this one under control. Into lap traffic he goes, Garrett Stogbauer. Mullis into the backstretch. Jump just ahead. Here's some guys having, this is a great battle going on here. Ben Nile, Brandon Wilkinson, who was involved in the first incident, Matthew Eddy. These are the battle around 25th position here. Ian Lane. One of the drivers who started in the B main fought his way into tonight's race. This driver right here is Derek Robinson. Started 22nd on the grid. He is up 7 positions into 15th, right in front of the 29 of Tarasenko. Right in front of him, Matt Rolfe, that's your pole sitter, currently running 14th. And you see this, folks, not always necessarily a bad thing to see a driver outside the top 10 in this part of the race. Might be doing a little tire conservation, not running it clearly as hard as this guy right here, Jimmy Mullis, who's right behind the number 2 of Scott Dunlap. Oh, and a little bit of breakthrough! Nearly could have caused a major hiccup for the race leader. Ben Nile up against the wall. Very scary moment for all involved. That could have been a major caution right there in the front stretch. It could have possibly ended the night of the number 40. Tim Bills now sees Joe Schaefer Jr. go by the inside. Schaefer Jr. will work his way into second. Tim Bill's going to look to fight back. Into lap 88 they go. Challoner now putting the pressure on Tim Bills. Teammate Adam Benefiel right behind him. Here comes Challoner to the inside. Off turn 4 into lap 89. Christian Challoner now finds himself into 3rd position after starting 11th. Oh, Tim Bills! I'm not sure what happened. Trevor Edwards looking to the inside of Adam Benefiel. How about this race action, folks? Not sure what happened there. It looked like Benefiel may have gotten into the back of Tim Bills, or Tim Bills may have tagged the apron. I'm not sure on that. Nevertheless, Benefiel goes to 4th, Edwards to 5th, and now Tim Bills in 6th is going to try to work his way up against Trevor Edwards. Another great battle here on the track right behind the 92 of Ty Spearman, the 66 of David Krikorian, who has fought hard to get inside the top 10. Now looking to the inside of the 92 of Spearman. Spearman swings wide in turns 1 and 2. Here comes the 66 of Krikorian. Slow car moving down low. Ben Nile, ladies and gentlemen, looks like issues on this car. Ben Nile going down pit road early. Back to the action here with Krikorian and Spearman. Battle for 7th position is going to swing way of the 66 in lap 95. Your race leader, Jimmy Mullis, 47 laps led as he works his way into the backstretch. Joe Schaefer Jr., who's in second, has a pair. That's Zachary Onen and Matthew Eddy of lap traffic ahead, keeping them from reeling in the race leader. And further, you can see that timer up there, car behind, look up above. It is expanding, all the way up to about 2 seconds with this lap traffic. Challoner back behind Schaefer Jr. Tim Bills, who is fighting in the top 5, finds himself just outside of it in 6th position. Here is 8th position. Ty Spearman right behind Ian Lane. Into the triple-digit lap count we go, into lap 100. Robinson still on the move here tonight, folks. Don't rule this 69 out. Falls back to 12th in the battle with Bill Martin. He's going to go by in turn 1. What a move to the inside. Now he's in 11th position. All right, these guys are going. A caution flag could change a lot. Joe Schaefer Jr. in 2nd position with Christian Challoner. Joe Schaefer Jr., the Tundra Super Late Models current season series points leader, has the last season champion behind him, and Schaefer Jr., I believe, has a championship in the SARA Super Late Model Series. We've got the Button Box Shop paint scheme there on the hood of his car. Caution flag comes out into lap 105. And it looks like we had a major event over in turn 1. Let's go back and take a look. We're going to follow Travis Hauk through this one. The 00 already tonight has seen a caution flag. Right behind the 25 of Devin Rogers. And it looks like there's going to be a hiccup. Maybe Dallas Pataska and Garrick Stogbauer getting into it. We'll go back and take a look. So Garrick Stogbauer, ladies and gentlemen, as we look through here out of turn number 4. 2, now into turn numbers 3 and 4. Apologize, the camera angle's kind of blocked. View on that one. Oh, he's going to smack the back end of Dallas Pataska, who got in with somebody else down there on the track. So we see Devin Rogers and Stogbauer come down pit road. Not sure if they're going to take tires or if they're going to just get some damage worked out here. Ian Lane's down on pit road. "58 laps led for the best looking machine on the field. The number 40 of Jimmy Mullis. As Joe Schaefer Jr. behind him. Here's a look at your top 5, folks. Out of that summary, 107 complete, 2 lead changes. We're going to go with 3 total cautions here. And again, tonight's sponsors for the 2017 Fall Brawl Spectacular, the H&H Sign and Supply Fall Brawl 250 here at Five Flags. Of course, we just said it, H&H Sign and Supply, Midwest Power Sourcing, Tundra Super Late Models, Can-Am Racing Series, and Down East Chassis Works. Your sponsors this Thursday night. Ready to go back green on lap 110. Jimmy Mullis, Joe Schaefer Jr. will take us there. Pace car looking to head into the pits. There it goes. On that throttle through 4. Here they come. Green flag flies. We're back to the race. So Schaefer Jr. getting a clear-cut run at the number 40 of Mullis, just as Mullis had the opportunity to take down Adam Benefield for the race lead. Top four single file has jumped back around 5th and 6th as David Krikorian now, ladies and gentlemen, up there from 15th, trying to get in the top 5. He's in 6th position. Right behind Trevor Edwards, Samuel Roush. To the inside of Ty Spearman. Spearman, though, looking strong on that outside groove here on lap 113. Right behind Roush is the 69 of Derek Robinson. Robinson started 22nd. He's into the top 10, up 12 positions. Now looking to fight around the 13 of Roush. 3 wide action in turn 2. Everybody fishing for an opportunity here. Off the 4th turn. Roush trying to get past and clear Ty Spearman, but Spearman not going anywhere on that high groove. Bill Martin down low is being hung up by the 13 of Roush. Great racing here in turns 3 and 4. Robinson to the outside of Martin. Souza back behind Bill Martin. Back up front for the race lead. Jimmy Mullis out to a 3/10 of a second lead over Joe Schaefer Jr. But look at that gap. There's Benefield back in 3rd. Trevor Edwards in 4th. In between the two 1UP Motorsports teams. Teammates there as Challenger back there rounding out your top 5. And again, we talked about the trash talk between 1UP Motorsports and the posse, and the way it looks, Joe Schaefer Jr., Trevor Edwards part of the posse, Benefield Challenger part of 1UP Motorsports. So it goes posse, 1UP, posse, 1UP. And then, of course, David Krikorian back there, who's part of the Wheeling and Dealing Motorsports, but Jimmy Mullis up front, part of Lockdown Racing, making both of those trash-talking teams eat their words right at this very moment. 72 laps led for the number 40. Getting close to the halfway point of the 2017 Fall Brawl Spectacular, the H&H Siding Supply Fall Brawl 250 here at Five Flags in Pensacola, Florida, ladies and gentlemen. And Jimmy Mullis, very consistent, to say the least. And now right in front of him is lap traffic. That is a 25 of Devin Rogers. Challenger and Krikorian battling side by side. David Krikorian to the outside would like to get into the top 4. And right now, back in 5th. Maybe pushed outside the 5th here. He's looking strong on the outside groove. He's got to hold it here, and he will clear Challenger. That 66 Exalta machine has just cleared the 78 to get into the top 5. There is a major gap between 7th and 8th. Here is Samuel Roush in 8th with Bill Martin right behind him. And Bill Martin's taking a look to the inside. Back up into fourth, Adam Benefield right behind Trevor Edwards. We're into the back half of tonight's race. Rogers is up to the high side. There comes the caution flag. And Zachary Onen looks to be involved, as well as Ian Lane. Let's go back and take a look. Following the 62 of Zachary Onen. Ian Lane to the inside of him. Oh, and there it is, the 17 car of A.J. Rogers is going to get clipped into turn 3. Let's go back and we'll get to that action. Brandon Wilkinson right behind him, looking to be the cause of this one. Maybe just out of racing incident. Side by side through the backstretch, and it looks like they're going to meet in the middle. And just a little door snack right there, and it'll spin the 17 of A.J. Rogers and his Ford Mustang Super Late model right around in turn number 3. So while we were showing you that, ladies and gentlemen, just want to update you here. Jimmy Mullis, who has led a total of 82 laps, has gone down pit road, will now be in 20th position as a result of the pit stop. 26.2 seconds down pit road. And the race leader before this caution flag relegates to 20th and will have to work his way back through the field. That will give the lead to this guy right here, the number 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr. Trevor Edwards in second. Adam Benefield, David Krikorian, Christian Challoner rounding out the top 5. There's a look at it. Lights off the pace car. It's going to be lap 136 when we see the green flag again. And again, this is the 2017 Fall Brawl Spectacular here at Five Flags this Thursday night. Appreciate you joining in with us. Tonight's race sponsored by H&H Sign and Supply, Midwest Power Source Inc., Tundra Super Late Models, Down East Chassis Works, and the Can-Am Racing Series. Pace cars in the pits. Here we go. Joe Schaefer Jr. bringing us back to the green. Oh, a big incident in 1 and 2. No caution flag got thrown out of that one. A lot of drivers got into it, including Tim Bills. There you can see some damage. Oh my. And already the race leader looking to put Tim Bills 1 lap down. I am surprised a caution flag was not thrown at how many cars were getting spun in turns 1 and 2. And I tell you what, this may be a tough break for the 37 of Tim Bills. He's going to have to work hard to recover. Don't count him out yet. Single file action in the top 5. Let's jump outside to 8th. The number 12 of Drew Krybeck right behind some action. Samuel Roush and Ty Spearman. But now, David Krikorian Adam Benefield going at it. Challoner will find himself side by side with his teammate heading into turns 1 and 2. David Krikorian now into the top 3. Joe Schaefer Jr. Realizing that Tim Bills had gone through a lot and is not looking to lap him here. I think there's a little compassion for the 37. But at what point do you continue to stay behind the 37 before it becomes an issue? Because Trevor Edwards right now looking to do battle. Oh, and he's gonna just tap him a little bit. A little friendly nudge. Both drivers up in the top 2 are teammates, part of the posse. Krikorian and Tim Bills are both Wheeling and Dealing Motorsports teammates. Challoner on the bumper of Krikorian. Drew Krybeck, how about this? So Drew Krybeck, look who's behind Drew Krybeck. And Samuel Roush, and right behind him, Jimmy Mullis. How about this? 11 positions since the restart. He's moved up on the fresher set of tires. Play the patience game here, and it could swing the way of the number 40. Back up front, Challoner underneath, David Krikorian. The next time by, it'll be 100 laps remaining in tonight's race. $100 to go in the 2017 Fall Brawl. H&H Sign and Supply 250. Trevor Edwards pushing up the track in 3. Oh, and Tim Bills into the wall. Caught the bad angle out of 4, and that definitely is the nail in the coffin for the 37. We'll go back and capture it here. And it looks like we're going to slow the camera down for you real quick. Right there, just a little bit of push, and he's going to snap, trying to oversteer or steer out of it. Snaps right up into the wall. And just a heartbreaking moment right there for the 37 of Tim Bills. Got caught up in the last restart, coming back to green from the prior caution. And this one, you see the smoke rolling out of the back of this car. It is pretty much toast. A lot of drivers coming down pit road. Just an upsetting moment for that guy right there. Prior winner of the Fall Brawl Spectacular. And I know that guy right there has got to feel bad. Never do you want to take any drivers out. It was not intentional. He was so compassionate to stay behind and not pass Tim Bills to keep him on the lead lap. And unfortunately, racing incidents happen, and that's exactly what that was in turn 4. So we are less than 100 laps remaining in tonight's race. Coming up at the end of the race, folks, hop over into YouTube chat. If you have any questions for the top drivers, more than welcome to air your questions out there. You can ask your favorite driver a question, and we'll try to get it on the air for you. And again, a special shout out to tonight's sponsors: H&H Sign and Supply, Midwest Power Sourcing, Tundra Super Late Models, Can-Am Racing Series, in the Down East Chassis Work. Lights off the pace car is going to be lap 158. When that green flag comes out, Joe Schaefer Jr., Trevor Edwards, Adam Benefiel, but Jimmy Mullis makes his way back up into the top four. Second time he's been down pit road tonight. None in the top three have seen pit road. Pace car's in. Here we go. Out of four, green flag flies. We're back to the race. Mullis now looking to track down on the outside of Trevor Edwards. An outside pass to get into second. Wow. He's got a newer set of tires. He's going to try a little, I thought he was going to go to the crossover here. Joe Schaefer Jr. is trying to hold him off. To the outside yet again, here comes Jimmy Mullis, looking to regain the lead. Already has 82 laps left on the night. And he'll do it into lap 161. Mullis again atop of this field. He led 82 laps. Caution flag come out, went down pit road, got some tires, restarted in 20th position, and now back in front of the field. Looking on back, how about Derek Robinson up into the top six? Here's a driver who started 22nd in the grid. It's another one you want to watch out for. A lot of these drivers will drive conservative until the final 10 laps, and then you're going to really see what these drivers are made of to fight for a win, especially in a bigger race as the Fall Brawl Spectacular. Samuel Roush looking to the inside. He's going to have a turn one pass, forcing Derek Robinson back into 7th position. David Krikorian, who was up into the top 5, went down pit road and he got some tires last time, so he's got a fresher set on that car. And Robinson, Derek Robinson has not been down pit road, and that's why he's getting passed the way he is. He does not have the fresher set of tires. A lot of these drivers are waiting until after probably lap 200 before they're going to go down, depending upon how their car is set up. And look at this. Driver who had almost a 1 to 2 second lead over the field. Only a 0.2 of a second at this point here into lap 169. Samuel Roush to the inside of Trevor Edwards. Roush on the move. has a fresher set of tires. Of course, that's why he was able to pass Edwards with ease. And Joe Schaefer Jr. is probably going to pass him here too. Samuel Roush now into second position. Mullis looking to get around Kyle Souza. A little bit of lap traffic here into turn 3. It'll be less than 75 laps remaining here in a couple laps. Very, very exciting race. Bill Martin now looking to get into the top 3 as he passes Joe Schaefer Jr. on the inside out of turn 2 through the backstretch. Martin has the fresher set of tires on his car as well. If you tuned in Monday night, you would definitely know, especially talking about Bill Martin, how crucial a pit stop can be in this environment. And Bill Martin got that one good pit stop that allowed him to take a dominant fashion in the street stocks and win by almost 2 seconds. A lot of these guys down there early, you gotta imagine, like drivers Joe Schaefer Jr. and Trevor Edwards. These teammates here are gonna push the envelope and really wait and wait and wait to use it. Because just as you've seen some of those drivers come through the field, if you've got a fast enough car and you're able to avoid any damage on it, you are going to fly by that field, especially as early as these drivers have taken tires. It's a little bit of a patience game here that we're seeing out of these two. Running now 5th and 6th position, Christian Challoner, the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze Series driver, to the inside of Trevor Edwards. Has some fresher tires on that car as well. Adam Benefiel, again, very dominant in the early part of this race, led 43 laps of it. Right now in 10th position, has not been down pit road either. In the current top 10, only about 3 drivers have not been down pit road, and that's Joe Schaefer Jr., Trevor Edwards, and this guy right here, Adam Benefiel. Your pole sitter here tonight led the very first 5 laps of this race, Matt Rolfe. Swimming through a little bit of lap traffic here, the 54 of Dallas Pataska appears to have a little bit of damage on his car. Mullis is going to go by. Pataska right now taking a look through it. Goes 1 lap down. Brandon Wilkinson also a lap down now is Jimmy Mullis to the inside. Damage report for out there, folks. Just providing one for you. Devin Rogers, Garrett Stokebauer have bowed out of tonight's race. Got 3 cars sitting down on pit road. Ben Nile, Hunter Combs, and Tim Bills. So Samuel Roush closing the gap on Jimmy Mullis here. Bill Martin back in 3rd. So has a few lap cars right behind him is David Krikorian. There you see Christian Challoner rounding out your top 5 right in front of Ian Lane. Taking a look at our lap count here. Last caution flag coming out on lap 150. So a little bit over 40 laps of green flag racing. Tell you about, so we'll call it about 35 counting pace laps. So about 35, 36 laps of green flag racing. Prior to that one coming out was on lap 129. So we're averaging about 30 to 40 laps of green flag racing before a caution flag comes out. So this is about the time you want to keep an eye peeled, because if a caution flag comes out, what drivers will get ants in their pants and want to go down pit road and get some tires changed? Will Joe Schaefer Jr., Trevor Edwards, those drivers who have been towards the front of the field tonight, will they decide to go in? Number 3 of Clay Snyder. How about this guy? He's number 3 of Clay Snyder tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, he is going a lap down here, but I want to point out Clay Snyder went from a C main to a B main in locking into this feature. A guy who really had to fight his way in. Locked in the hardest way to get in, where the top 20 drivers automatically, who had the best qualifying times, locked into the feature. Everybody out, and there was over 38 cars, mind you. So 18 cars had to fight. And out of that tier, Clay Snyder was in the lowest tier, which would have went to the C main. Top 5 from that one then went on and raced into the B main. And the top 5 out of that one got the top 25, where 5 were given for provisionals. And that guy right there, sure, even though a lap down, is really happy to be out here on this track. The 9 of Garrett Conrath having a good battle here. Matthew Eddy back behind him. Matthew Eddy tonight. How about this? Driver started 26. He's running 7th. A very good night for the 88. Following Jimmy Mullen, Zach Rionen swinging wide. Derek Robinson about to go a lap down. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now under 50 laps to go in the 2017 Fall Brawl Spectacular, the H&H Sign and Supply Fall Brawl 250 here at Five Flags. This is where it gets interesting, these final 50 laps. Caution flag comes out. And now we're going to see what drivers decide to come down pit road. I believe that was the number 12 of Drew Krybeck involved in that one. Spun out in the backstretch there, as we saw watching from Jimmy Mullis, but we are going to take a look here, see what this driver does, and he will. Joe Schaefer Jr. Oh, he faked it out. Faked us out even. Thought he was coming to pit road, but Adam Benefield's going to go down. Oh, this got interesting. Here comes Adam Benefield, the dominant driver in the first 50 laps of this race. Coming down pit road. Joe Schaefer Jr. faking him out. He even faked us out, folks. So there you have it. Ty Spearman also coming down for a full set of tires. Matt Rolfe has some damage on that car, but he's going to come off pit road. There's Derek Robinson. He's got some tires, a full set for the 83. Oh, wow. I tell you, even Joe Schaefer Jr. had us fooled. And now he is down on pit road. He went down one lap later than Adam Benefiel. Dallas Pataska, Trevor Edwards as well. There goes Kyle Souza. Joe Schaefer Jr. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like almost everybody here tonight has been down pit road at least once. So Joe Schaefer Jr., for those of you following the drama out here, Joe Schaefer Jr. is in the top 10 with a fresh set of tires. Jimmy Mullis in front of this field, 128 laps led. We are under 45 to go, and now the lights come off the pace car. These final 45 laps, counting down to the biggest race of the 2017 year for the Sim Auto Racing Association. Which driver is going to win this race? You definitely want to watch this one to the end. We're nearing it here in just a few laps. Pace car's in. Off turn 4, Mullis on the throttle. Here we go. Green flag in the air. And Mullis soars out to a lead. He's gonna need it on the older set of tires. He's got a half a second lead over Krikorian. Samuel Roush back in third. Challoner Martin rounding out the top 5. Benefiel on the fresher set of tires. Everybody fighting. Derek Robinson into 7th on the fresher set of tires. Trevor Edwards in 9th position now. Side by side with Adam Benefiel. He's going to lose that battle out of turn number 2. Robinson looking inside of Conrad. Benefiel nearly going to take it 3 wide. Benefiel hung up on the outside. He's got to get down low. And he does in turn number 2. Adam Benefiel. Edwards, Robinson, Benefiel all have the fresher tires. Bill Martin on an older set of tires. Looking to the outside. Joe Schaefer Jr. back in 12th after the restart. Jimmy Mullis still in front of the field. The K1 Speed Lockdown Motorsports 40 machine. Best paint scheme overall on this car tonight. Was given an award early on before the race. Under 35 laps to go. Can he come away with it? That is the question. Because I tell you what, 2 guys with fresher set of tires are on the move. Edwards looking to get around Challoner. Challoner's teammate Benefiel right behind him. What is going to happen? Can Edwards get around Challoner? Challenger may hold him up and allow Benefield by. Oh, Benefield looking to the inside in 3. He's going to try to squeak it, and he's going to turn Edwards. Pushing the notches there. Adam Benefield trying to get underneath. He's going to hit the quarter panel of Trevor Edwards, and that is going to bring out a caution flag. Close to 30 remaining. Benefield's now with Challenger. See what happens here if he's going to be relegated for causing the caution. Glad you could join us this Thursday night. Final night in the 2017 Fall Brawl Spectacular here at Five Flags Speedway, home of the Snowball Derby. If you're just tuning in, less than 30 laps remaining. And 2 drivers who have the freshest set of tires, Adam Benefield, Trevor Edwards. Benefield in turn number 3 got underneath Trevor Edwards. Turned him around, bringing out this caution flag. So it doesn't look like he's going to be penalized for it. Not saying it was an intentional hit, more likely just a racing incident trying to gain a position here. But he does have teammate Christian Challenger in front of him on an older set of tires. Jimmy Mullis, 145 laps led tonight. Very dominant performance out of this car. Here's a quick look at your top 5. Mullis, Krikorian, Roush, Challenger, and Benefield. Race summary for you up on the screen. 222 complete. 4 lead changes, 7 total cautions. And these final ones are going to get interesting. Lights off the pace car. It'll be 26 to go when we go back green. Pace car will be into the pits. Krikorian to the outside of Mullis. Here we go. On the throttle in 4. Green flag flies. Mullis, Krikorian still atop of the top 2 here. And Benefield squeaks by Roush just as the caution flag comes out again. Not sure exactly what brought that caution flag out. But they are going to pace it out for a few more laps here. While they're under pacing and under yellow, we're going to step away for a short commercial break. When we come back, who's going to win it, folks? Stay tuned to find out.
The car behind me is my Chili Bowl midget, the one that I won the Chili Bowl with. And what's interesting about that is it's actually the car that iRacing scanned that's going to be available to all the iRacing members out there.
Horsepower isn't just for NASCAR. It's for your car. It's for off-road and the on-ramp. You need it when you're drifting. You want it when you're passing. Get more of it with a K&N high-flow air filter, designed to increase horsepower with up to 50% more airflow. Because whether your green light flashes here or here, everyone loves that fast car smell.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This Thursday night, just under 20 laps to go. And Adam Benefiel now fighting with Jimmy Mullis for the race lead. Benefiel, 43 laps led on the night, has a fresher set of tires than Mullis. He's going to look underneath. 156 led for the 40 machine. And it looks like Benefiel may be going to the race lead here. Off turn 4, side by side for the race lead. It'll be 15 laps to go at the line, and now Adam Benefiel, out of turn 2, takes over the race lead. Time ticking down. Trevor Edwards, Derek Robinson into the top 5. All have a fresher set of tires. Laps winding down quick. Here comes Trevor Edwards, David Krikorian, and Derek Robinson. Twelve laps to go. Edwards now onto the back of the number 40 of Mullis. Edwards underneath Mullis. Now cleared to reel in Benefiel. Both drivers in the top 2 pitted at the same time. Less than 10 laps remain. This driver's been silent pretty much in the midpoint of the race, but is screaming loud now with a 1-second lead with 8 to go at the line. Part of the One Up Motorsports crew, Adam Benefiel, looking to secure the 2017 Fall Brawl Spectacular Super Late Model Race. David Krikorian and Derek Robinson, I'm not sure going to have enough here. Can Edwards catch Benefield? It's about a 1 second gap between them. Taking a look at the lap times, Benefield ran a 15.903 and Edwards was running a 15.955. Let's see what happens this lap by. It's now 4 laps to go. Three remain here at Five Flags. Adam Benefield looking to etch his name in the Sim-Auto Racing Association history by winning the 2017 Fall Brawl. The next time by, the white flag will be in the air. As he works his way off of turn number 4. One more lap to go and the race is his. Adam Benefield, here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, your 2017 Fall Brawl Spectacular 250 sponsored by H&A Sign and Supply winner, Adam Benefield. Fireworks in the air off of turn number 2. And there he is right there. A lot of trash talking done by the One Up Motorsports crew. But tonight they put their money where their mouth is, as Adam Benefield comes away with the victory. 59 laps led for the 83. And just savoring the moment here. Make his way on down to victory lane. He's not going to do it. He's just going to stay back in his pit box. All right, thought we was going to have him pull up to victory lane, but unfortunately not. Again, what a race here tonight. Let's take a look at the final race summary for you out of the 250-lap race here at Five Flags. 5 lead changes tonight. 8 overall total cautions. Here's a quick look at your top 10 as we're waiting to get some driver interviews.
Is that why Tim?
And we're going to look now to go live with the 3rd place finisher here tonight. This driver started 10th, got the best looking car award, and it was able to dominate 157 laps of this race. Started P10 overall out of Midland, North Carolina. Part of the Lockdown Racing crew, K1 Speed, JDR Graphics, Kirkwood Transport Services, in 3rd position in the 2017 Fall Brawl. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Jimmy Mullis. And what a race it was here tonight, Jimmy. I tell you what, you did a heck of a job. Some were probably criticizing Saul out there in the chat that maybe you pitted too early. How do you feel about your pit strategy here tonight? Because, again, dominating 157 laps of this race, the car looked really solid.
I felt like my call was good. We set the car up with like 16 gallons, so I had maybe 3 gallons when that yellow came out that I did pit on, and I didn't want to risk having to come in under green, so that's why I just went ahead and pit and got my tires, and when I got back out front, I was just going to try to save, which is exactly what I did, and cautions just didn't really fall the way that I needed them to end up winning the race. I mean, I really felt like I had the best car all night. I think it really showed leading as many laps as I did, but in the end, the tires just beat me, so it is what it is. Good win to Adam. Glad he raced me clean.
Well, to give you an award here for finishing third, I'm going to turn it over to Matt Rolfe to do the award ceremony here for third.
Yeah, congrats, Jimmy, on your third place run. I know you were looking pretty good there early on as I was dropping backwards, and then I saw you up front for quite a bit of the race. Yeah, it looked like tires definitely got you there. It's part of the strategy game, but hell of a job. You know, bunch of laps led. People knew you were here tonight, so well done.
Thank you, man.
Do you have any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give for your third place finish in the 2017 Fall Brawl Spectacular?
I need to first off thank Matt Rolfe for putting this on. This league is always fun to run in, and this is my first time running a big money race, and I was really surprised that it went green the way that it did, so that was a lot of fun. Also got to give a huge shout out to Matt Bontempi for all the help with the set. He really did a hell of a job on this thing. I mean, it was just ridiculously fast. As well as Marcus Lambert for the spotting and Zach Novak for helping me out throughout the race with lap times and things like that. As well as everyone in the field for racing me clean. You for the broadcast, K1 Speed, Kirkwood Transport Services, and JD Laird for painting this car.
Congratulations again on a very dominant night for you. 157 laps led. I'm getting hung up here too. 157 laps led. Best looking car on the field. Most dominant car out there on the field. Congratulations on your third place finish.
Thank you.
There you have it, folks. We're going to go live now to your runner-up here in the H&H Sign and Supply Fall Brawl 250. I can find him out there. There he is. Bring him on in here now. This driver, hailing out of Shepherdsville, Kentucky. Part of the posse with the Glazers Collision sponsor on the car. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the 32 of Trevor Edwards. And Trevor, great pit strategy here tonight, propelled you up into the top three. Teammate Joe Schaefer Jr. kind of faked us out a little bit on the camera. You guys thought to go in. You went back out, and then we saw Benefield come down and go into the pits a little one lap before you guys. And then you guys came around and pitted at the same time. Tell us a little bit about your pit strategy and what it means to finish in the runner-up here at Five Flags.
Yeah, they pitted, I think it was about like lap 150 or something. We thought that was just going to be a little bit too early with the setup that we had. They might have had a little bit better long run or something, but we figured that was a little bit too early, and we needed to wait to have a chance. It's all about winning here.
Well, still a heck of a job done. You rally this car back. You battled all night in the top 10. And, you wait all year long to be able to partake in a great event like the Fall Brawl Spectacular, and you finish runner-up to Adam Benefield tonight. Do you have any additional thoughts you want to add?
I might have won that one. I got down to about 20 to go by Benefield, so I don't know if we're going to look at it when they're going to decide, but all the guys on Posse, man, they worked so hard on this setup, and it sucks that Joe ended up pulling off there because he had been right up there with me.
Well, to present you with your runner-up award here, I'm going to turn it over to Matt Rolfe.
Yeah, congrats, Trevor, on your runner-up finish here. Looked like you had a good car all night, played the pit strategy right, saw you guys flying up toward the front there at the end, so obviously you had a car capable of winning this thing, and overall, nice job here.
Thanks, man. Thanks for hosting this. This is the biggest race for short tracks on iRacing, so it's just a fun run. I finished third last year, finished second this year, I guess, so guess we'll come back for first place next year.
Definitely got the other two places on lockdown. Do you have any additional thanks or shout-outs you want to give?
Just got to thank Glazers Collision. Cody Thompson over at Loco Toco Designs painted this bad scheme here. Looked good. And then Ty Spearman, Joe Schaefer, Bill Martin, Drew Krybeck, all of them over there. Man, they worked the tail off on this thing.
Well, congratulations, Trevor, on your runner-up finish here at the H&H Sign and Supply Fall Brawl Spectacular 250. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come to bring this guy in to talk to him. And again, a lot of trash talk between the posse and the One Up Motorsports crew. But tonight, One Up Motorsports gets to put the money where their mouth is as they performed dominant early on in this race. 43 laps of the first 50 laps went to this car. He ended up dominating a total of 59 laps overall. Led it when it counted. Ladies and gentlemen, the guy who started outside pole of this race, hailing out of Pale City, Alabama. Part of the One Up Motorsports crew, Midwest Power Source sponsor on the hood, Roll Speed Dynamics and AR Designs. Your winner for the 2017 Fall Brawl Spectacular, sponsored by H&H Sign and Supply, the 83 of Adam Benefield. And I tell you what, Adam, tonight has got to be bittersweet. You dominated in the heat races last night, pretty much showcasing what we were going to see here tonight out of this car. You had shot out early, dominated, or again, 43 laps of this race. Kind of fell off the radar a little bit through the midpoint of the race, but then you played the pit strategy right about 150. About 100 laps to go, came back out, and then took over the race lead when you needed to be up front.
Yeah, man, it was, it was a good race. I don't know. There's a lot of controversy after this race between me, what happened with me and Trevor. And, just to get this on the record, I know there's been a lot of trash talk between One Up and the posse. I mean, we're all friends. We're doing it for laughs and, to keep everybody entertained in a way. But what happened in 3 was nothing intentional. He got tied out of 2. I got a run. He threw it down into 3, and I backed off, and it was like he pushed up a little bit right there, and I felt like I held my line, but, I didn't claim it. I didn't feel like it's my fault, but I really didn't mean to do that. I wouldn't want to do that to anybody on the posse. They're, all hell of a guys and fun as hell to hang out with. But, if it gets taken away, it does. But we're going to enjoy it. We had a hell of a car. We had a fast car. We started off, we set a pace that we wanted to do. We did everything that we wanted to do tonight. We led some laps, and then we fell back to conserve what we had. And, I was getting worried on that long green flag run because I didn't think that we were going to get another caution. And when we did, I figured that was my time. And I was very surprised, that Schaefer and all them didn't come down. But, we just worked our way back up to the front and had that little hiccup right there. But all in all, we had a great race. The guys that won up, Jason Tarasenko, he put together a hell of a car. Balance was there all night long. We kind of faded right there in the middle when the track got really, really hot. But, after about 10, 15 laps, it started coming back to me, and we were able to get back on pace. But all in all, man, it was a great night.
Definitely was, and a lot of these drivers out here all putting on some great side-by-side racing. Everybody out there fighting for position, but in the end, the race goes to you, Adam, and to present you with that award, I'm going to turn it over to Matt Rolfe.
Yeah, congrats, Adam, on the win here tonight. Obviously, you've kind of already brought up one incident that happened. I haven't looked at it yet. We'll take a look at it after. But for now, congrats on winning the 2017 H&H Sign Supply Fall Brawl Spectacular, the 3rd annual event. Looked like you had a definitely really fast car early on. I let you go once you pull away from me as I dropped through the field, and looked like you had a car that could run up there all night. So well done here tonight. Congrats on the win, and at least we know you can back up some of your words sometimes.
Thanks, bud. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate y'all letting One Up come over here and take part of this event. I know that we always look forward to Thursday nights coming to race super late models and kind of take our minds off the Cup car. But, we really appreciate you opening the doors and welcoming, I can't even talk, but letting us come and race and have fun. And, all the guys here. You can't take another group of guys that race the way that we do week in and week out. We race hard. We talk a lot of smack, but we race hard and we race clean. And that's what's fun.
Well, we got a question for you real quick here out of the audience. They said person says, we know that you came here to party from your comment last night, and with all the trash talk leading up to it, how good does it feel to get the win?
Oh, man, Ice Cold Bud Light is going to be awesome right after I get done with this interview, and we go back and hang out, and I guess wait for the official word on if we're going to make it to the official trailer or not.
All right, well, congratulations on a job well done here tonight, Adam. And for the time being, go celebrate your victory.
Thanks, bud.
Well, there you have it. What a race it was here tonight. Let's take a look at the results real quick, and I can't wait to talk to Matt because I tell you what, this event gets better and better with every single year. Drama leading up to it, and just what happens in the race. Drivers being out there dominant, guys coming from the back to win. It's just amazing to see what happens. So let's take a look real quick at the race results. Adam Benefield coming away with the win. Trevor Edwards, Jimmy Mullis, David Krikorian, Derek Robinson are rounding out your top 5. Samuel Roush, Matt Rolfe finishes 7th. Drew Kryback, Bill Martin, Garrett Conrath will complete the top 10. Looking on back, Matthew Eddy, Travis Houck, Brandon Wilkinson, Christian Challoner, Ty Spearman, Kyle Souza, Clay Snyder, Dallas Pataska, Jason Tarasenko, Daryl Hamlin through 20. And your field here for the 2017 Fall Brawl Spectacular, Zach Rionen, Ian Lane, Scott Dunlap, A.J. Rogers, Joe Schaefer Jr., disappointing finish there for that car as he was right on par with Trevor Edwards. Definitely a disappointing night for the 37 of Tim Bills. Took it out too early in this race. Would have loved to see what that car would have done at the end. Devin Rogers, Garrett Stogbauer, Hunter Combs, and Ben Nile. And Matt, another Fall Brawl Spectacular notched on the belt here tonight. And, picking this track, it's a great track to come back to and watch. That's why they pick it for the Snowball Derby as well as the warm weather. But tonight we had some great weather for some great racing, and that's exactly what took place.
Yeah, just to echo Adam's thoughts there about you can't really go to many other leagues, run a big money event for 250 laps and have as good a racing as we had here tonight. Minimal cautions. I think there were 7. We had 4 last year, so but 7 in a 250 lap race is a small amount of cautions. Most of this race went green flag. There were a lot of long green flag runs, which allowed drivers to do some different things. People were better on the long run than the short run, and vice versa. And then you had guys moving around, finding different lanes, trying to see what worked and didn't work throughout the race. So, this track, 5 flags, it provides a lot of good racing for these super late models. You can kind of move around, do some different things, like I was just saying, and it's tough though as far as the tire strategy that ultimately, I guess, ended up deciding the win this season, which is kind of how that's part of the strategy of it. But it's tough if you're not close to the front of the field. You almost have to come back down pit road second time, take 2 tires at a time, and that kind of puts you back in traffic. So there's some different elements that go on throughout this race. There's a lot of stuff going on, but it's a lot of fun. These guys have a blast with it. They've been looking forward to it. They enjoyed qualifying night, and then here tonight we put on a hell of a show, and that's a testament to these drivers of how clean and respectful they are of one another. As I was falling back, I saw a lot of good racing in front of me. Guys running side by side and battling hard. So big shout out to all the drivers in here tonight for a great race.
And definitely a job well done. These drivers, and again, to reiterate what you're saying here tonight, folks, this league, Sim Auto Racing Association, is the best league on iRacing, hands down. It attracts drivers of all skill levels. I mean, we even, I was hoping to see Ty Majeski here tonight, drives up in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Due to scheduling conflict, not able to be here, but that's the level of caliber all the way, and these guys will race guys like that just as hard, and it's no easy task, especially for somebody of that caliber coming into this league and racing with these guys. It's always a great time when you can watch the SARA group go at it, and the Fall Brawl Spectacular just amplifies that level of competition. Switching gears here tonight, Matt, we talk a little bit about our sponsorship, H&A Side and Supply coming on board. You got Midwest Power Source as well as Tundra Super Late Models, Can-Am Racing Series, Down East Chassis Works. Great group of sponsors here for this event. Put together a lot for these drivers, a nice big prize pool as well as the entry fees. Is there anything you want to comment or talk about as far as prize group and your sponsors?
Just to echo what you just said, big thanks to all the sponsors. We couldn't do these big events without the help of those sponsors. They provide a lot of support and, as in this case, a lot of prize money to go up to all the drivers. That really helps pay out throughout the entire field. So, thanks to H&H, Sign and Supply, and Midwest Power Source for providing a large amount of money here tonight, so we could pay out, $200 to win. Everyone that started the race here tonight will get their entry fee back. So that's pretty cool for all these guys. Racing for money, and we couldn't be doing the show without them. So they're the reason why we're here tonight, and hopefully we'll be back again next season for another Fall Brawl. This is a lot of fun, big event for us. Well, it's been a long week, but a really fun week. But now I'm ready for a vacation.
Yeah, definitely. And the Thursday Night League will not resume again until December 7th, so we'll have a nice big break here for the Thanksgiving holiday. Did have a question pop up out here. I got to ask it. These guys love when I ask their questions that they have out there in chat, but I got one coming out from Colin Allman. He goes, you did make an adjustment coming up for the Snowball Derby. What's your reason for going? Are you going to go down to the Snowball Derby since we're here at Five Flags? Are you going to go there to work or to watch?
Yeah, so my dad actually works for a race team up here in the Northeast that races past super late models. So we're headed down to the Snowball Derby with a car this year. Going to go help out. It'll be my first time going to the track, so it'll be kind of interesting coming off this Fall Brawl race to head to the real track and see how the Snowball Derby compares. And I'm sure it'll be fun down there. It should be definitely warmer than it is up here in New Hampshire, that's for sure. So that was something that kind of happened after I scheduled the season, so we made a schedule adjustment and moved some races around. But we'll take a couple weeks off here, and then when we come back, we'll have 3 races to finish off the Tundra Super Sim Series.
Definitely looking forward tonight, Matt. It's been a great pleasure to be able to broadcast for you all week. Saw some great racing out of 3 different major divisions, the street stocks, the late models, and tonight the super late models. Always looking forward to it. Every year, like I said, it gets better and better every year. Can't wait to see what's going to happen in the 2018 year. But, again, it's just been an overall pleasure and appreciate the opportunity to be able to broadcast.
Yeah, big thanks to you as well. And before I sign off, big thanks to all the drivers again for coming out here and putting on a good show. Big thanks to the sponsors. It's a great event, and it couldn't be done without all the help from these guys, so I appreciate it.
All right, Matt. Well, thanks again, and we'll see you coming up on December 7th.
All right, see you then.
There you have it, folks. Matt Rolfe with the Sim Auto Racing Association providing his final thanks and shout-outs to everybody out here tonight, partaking, whether the viewers or the racers alike. All the sponsorship as well that went into it. Definitely a great 4th night of the Fall Brawl Spectacular. We had the street stocks on Monday, the late models. On Tuesday, we had a qualifying and heat race night last night, which led up to the H&H Sign and Supply Fall Brawl 250 here this evening. But that is going to do it for us. So what a nice long week coming to an end. If you haven't seen any of the other races, you're more than welcome to find them on YouTube as well as Facebook. Just check our pages out there. Give us a like, a share, a shout out, because we love to broadcast some great short track racing. Looking for some more leagues throughout the week to fill our slots. So always just give us a shout out. Mostly on Facebook is where you're going to be able to get a hold of us the best. Hopefully you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, as we want to bring you this type of racing each and every week. And again, whether you got us through Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook, always appreciative of that viewership and glad you could stop by and join and share in the great action that took place here tonight. But we're going to have our website back up and running with a schedule too, so we're going to get that in the works as well, now that we're kind of into the fall season, winter months as well. That will do it, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Sim Auto Racing Association, the 2017 Fall Brawl Spectacular, all its sponsors, iRacing.com, and K&N Filters, and the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, I am Dustin Caldwell saying thanks for tuning in. Have a good night.